Nice, what a save by Laurel!
History has repeated itself. Greater Sudbury has won back-to-back NOJHL championships.
And this is NOJHL Game Day, presented by BrokerLink. How goes it, folks? I am Alex Bastiavansky. Great to see you again. We've got lots to cover today, and I've only got a few minutes to do it, so let's go.
Coming in. Quick shot to the net. There's Obadette. Rebound. He scores!
Chance in front of the net. There's a shot. They score! Power play goal. Rafik Dayanov.
There's both shots.
And scores! Jeffrey Bolt!
It's a massive weekend in the NOJHL for the three teams vying for the 8th and final playoff spot. Blind River, Iroquois Falls, and Kirkland Lake. Let's take a look at the standings right now. Blind River holds the slightest of advantages over Iroquois Falls by a single point, although the Storm do have a game in hand on the Beavers. Kirkland Lake isn't far behind with 29 points. So three teams all within striking distance of each other. And this weekend will feature two of them in a head-to-head matchup. I asked Storm broadcaster Richard Whitty for his take on the exciting battle for 8th.
Walking, they score! Matthew Willett.
Yeah, history's repeating itself from last season when teams were battling it out for that final playoff spot, and they were jockeying for position, I think 7, 8, and 9. And it was a day after day, and you had to bring your A game down the stretch, or you could have been on the outside looking in on the playoff picture. Yeah, the Storm have played fairly well, except for one period against Hearst. Looking at their schedule, they got 10 games remaining. And, you know, when you look at the schedule, you look at who they're playing and games they should win. Their biggest game coming up is this Sunday in Kirkland Lake when they face off with the Gold Miners, and that will really tell whether they've got a shot to get in or not, I think. Just breaking it all down. And hopefully they go on a bit of a heater like they did last year and find themselves on the inside of the playoff tournament. Kirkland Lake is a very young, hard-working club, and Tyler Savard's doing a terrific job instituting some structure with them to go along with that high pace, high intensity that they do. They've got Glenn McGinnis, who's a top-flight goaltender, and he can steal you a game just about any night against any team. A game that hurt them was the game losing 5-1 in Blind River the other day. They had a chance to really put themselves in a good position to snatch that 8th and final playoff spot, and now they're on the bottom trying to work their way up from 10th. Blind River's got a good team. They've got some terrific goaltending. They've got some terrific players. It's another team that any night of the week they can beat anybody in the league with the right circumstances. All these three teams, they all have French River in one game. And then looking at their schedule, they've got people that are substantially higher in the standings around them that they're playing. So you take those French River games out of the mix, and I think the key game to this battle is this coming Sunday again with Kirkland Lake and the Storm.
Yeah, and we'll have a big preview for you of that game as it gets closer. Last night, Sudbury hosted French River. First place versus last place. No big deal, right? Well, actually it was. The Cubs made it 1-0, just over a minute in when Owen King notches his 32nd of the season here. But the big story was Spencer Horgan entered the night just 2 points off the NOJHL all-time record for defenseman scoring, and he was on this night a man on a mission.
Spencer Horgan in front of his own bench as his family, I'm sure, watching this game closely. Walker heading out for Newton with a beautiful move across the defender, goes top shelf and scores! What a goal for Nolan Newton, and I think Horgan's going to register an assist as well.
That he did. So Spencer was sitting on 210 points for his career, just one behind tying the record. Late in the period, King strikes yet again, his 33rd on the campaign. Then it was back to Spencer in the second period.
The lad across for Horgan. That one just bounced off of his skate. Horgan taking it around the back of the net. Net front pass for Walker, and he scores! Noel Kaya has company. Career point 211 for Spencer Horgan, and he's now staring down the 40-year-old record of career points by a defenseman.
And then, just over 4 minutes later, Spencer Horgan makes NOJHL history.
In the corner now for Cohan. Cohan finds McCartney. Horgan gets a piece. Horgan tripped up, keeps going though. For McCartney, net front, Cohan, he scores! And it's happened! That's 212! Spencer Horgan stands alone! He is the highest scoring defenseman in NOJHL history!
Incredible. The previous record was held by Noel Kaya, set way back in the 1985-86 season. Anyway, Sudbury cruised to the 9-0 shutout. Thomas Mercier had a chance to catch up with Spencer after the game to get his reaction on the new record.
Here with the man of the hour, Spencer Horgan, who has now officially broken the all-time record for points by a defenseman. First of all, on behalf of the league, Spencer, congratulations on setting a new record. What went through your mind when that moment happened?
Yeah, I mean, obviously checked to make sure the puck was in the net, but no, it was a good, great feeling. Obviously, kind of a sigh of relief to get it off my chest and it's done. But yeah, just an amazing feeling. My teammates coming out of the ice, so yeah, it was unreal.
And a big thanks to Thomas Mercier for getting us that interview. Spencer now has 212 career points. Way to go, Spencer. Game previews for today brought to you by Rogers. Great deals happening now. Rogers, shop today. It's a cross-border battle between the Sioux Eagles and Sioux Thunderbirds. Now, the T-Birds are 3-2 against the Eagles so far this season, but the Eagles have won the last 2 games. They are unbeaten in their last 11 contests. Thunderbirds 4-1-1 over that time. Timmins taking on Kirkland Lake, and The Rock, if you'll remember, is on a 55-game win streak against Kirkland Lake dating back to 2019. Miners would love to snap that streak in their quest for a playoff spot. Timmins 5-5 over their last 10. The Miners 1-7-0-2. Iroquois Falls taking on Hearst. The Lumberjacks are 5-1 against the Storm so far this season, but 2 of those games have gone into overtime. The Jacks on an 8-game winning streak right now. The Storm 3-5-1-1 over their last 10. Espanola taking on Powassan. The Voodoos are 3-1 against the Paper Kings so far this season, and Powassan has been exceptional lately. 7-2-1 over their last 10 games, while the Paper Kings are 4-3-1-2 over that span. Primetime player from last night, well, yeah, take a wild guess. Spencer Horgan was named the first star of the game against French River with 3 assists, and of course he set the new record for scoring all-time by a defenseman in the NOJHL with 212 points. And shocker, he factors into our play of the day, brought to you by BrokerLink, auto, home, and business insurance. BrokerLink, life is confusing. Your insurance shouldn't be. And it was a pretty play too. Spencer Horgan setting the record right here.
In the corner now for Cohan. Cohan finds McCartney. Horgan gets a piece. Horgan tripped up, keeps going though. For McCartney, net front, Cohan, he scores! And it's happened! That's 212! Spencer Horgan stands alone! He is the highest scoring defenseman in NOJHL history!
And that's all the time we've got for today. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on with the NOJHL. Be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
Average Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is North Bay's only year-round lakefront restaurant. On the shores of beautiful Trout Lake, we have been serving delicious food and stunning views since 1999. Indulge in one of our delicious menu items or simply sit with a cocktail in hand and watch the beauty of Trout Lake before your eyes. Check us out online at averagejoes.net or visit us in person at 3501 Trout Lake Road, North Bay.
Good evening and welcome
Average
inside
Joe's Eatery and Patio Bar is
the Powassan Sportsplex as we work through some bugs right off the hop here on a Friday night. I'm Courtney Kenny, pleased to be joined by Harrison Clements at the Sportsplex. Yeah, we've already established that. Now I'm working through my own bugs, but it's going to be a good game here between the Powassan Voodoos and the Espanola Paper Kings here. I'm saying North Bay because this is a game in which battalion prospects are clashing from the 2025 draft. Jax Pereira and Owen Smith, who have been lighting it up in the NOJHL this season. Pereira has been absolutely on fire. When you look at him out on the ice is actually melting behind him. That's how hot he's been since returning to the Powassan Voodoos since playing with the North Bay Battalion this season. He has 33 points in 19 games. Well, the former North Bay U16 Trappers forward Owen Smith has been great for the Paper Kings, netting 17 goals and 30 assists for 47 points in 41 games. Pereira's a 4th-round selection, while Smith may turn out to be a steal in the 11th round. And Owen Smith also is second on his team in points, only trailing Joseph Coates. Very impressive numbers from the young forward indeed.
Well, you want to talk about guys who have been putting up points. We got to talk about Powassan's Caleb Dawson, who's on century watch. He's 1 point away from following longtime teammate Justin Rousseau. Dawson is at 99 career points with the Voodoos, while Rousseau netted his 100th point on a Heath Bradley tally last Friday in French River. And that's the same game in which Dawson creeped within one. Rousseau is the 10th player in franchise history to hit 100 points.
And that was a slick pass by Justin Rousseau as well. Was there in French River last week. We do have a bit of a special game for you, so we'll hear from public address announcer Craig Wallace at some point, as I believe there is a bit of a pregame ceremony as it is Nipissing First Nation night here at the Sportsplex. They have a player from Nipissing First Nation, Owen Head, who of course might be a bit of a focal point in this one as well. Owen Head's been very impressive when we're talking about defense. New face, though, for tonight's game. It'll be the first game for free agent forward Carter Zimmer for the Voodoos. He's from Illinois and was born in 2005. He brings an edge to a game. He played on the Elmira Impact of the USPHL Premier League. However, his team folded in January. Zimmer made his debut, netting his first NOJHL goal last Friday. He also had another breakaway as well against French River. Zimmer had 6 goals and 4 assists for 10 points in 25 contests with the Impact. And he also had more than 200 minutes in penalties in 2024-25. So with those numbers, he's expected to bring some edge and physicality and secondary scoring for the stretch run and the playoffs. He's going to be fun to watch here in Powassan.
Well, it's certainly something that the Voodoos have been refining throughout their lineup, a nice balance of that physical play and that high skill. They've really found an identity for each and every line as the season's gone on. Just a little bit more statistics work here, courtesy of you, Courtney. Jack Bird's points per game of 1.74 would be 3rd all-time behind Gregory Trudeau-Paquette and Steve Harlan, who both finished at 1.83 over a full season.
Impressive stuff, and you got to remember he's only 16 years old, but we'll be right back on the other side of this.
Since 1994, Chantal is a proud Franco-Algonquin individual from Mattawa. She sung her national anthem for small groups to tens of thousands at the Rogers Centre for a Toronto Blue Jays game. She is currently scheduled to participate in the opening ceremonies of the upcoming Little NHL Hockey Tournament in March. Accompanied by Voodoos President Jim Bruce, your Voodoos are honored to have Sergeant Chantal Larocque sing our national anthem in English, French, and Algonquin. We ask you to remove your hats and stand if able for this special presentation of the Canadian National Anthem.
Oh, Canada, terre de nos aïeux, ton front ouest-est est fait en glorieux, with glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true North strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee, oh Canada,
And we welcome you back inside the Powassan Sportsplex after that special rendition of O Canada We might be hearing from Chantel here later on in the broadcast. Not 100% sure yet, but we'll have to see. In net for the Espanola Paper Kings is Logan Vale. He's 13-6 in 26 games played. He's really taken over the starter role since the trade of Jack Helke in December with a 3.45 goals against average and a 9.18 save percentage. On the other side, why don't you tell us a little bit about Derek Champagne, Harrison?
Well, we've said it a million times before. Derek Champagne has really exploded into the league since joining the Voodoos this year. 9.18 save percentage across 22 games played and 276 goals against average for 15 wins and 6 losses. His play time has really ramped up since Colverugden Hill went up to the big club with the North Bay Battalion, and he's been steady in net the entire time. Backing him up is Matthew Lyon, who joined the club a couple of weeks ago after his team
also the Isle Impact.
Exactly. Folded in the, I believe it was the SPHL. So he joins the Voodoos on the bench currently tonight, and it's going to be a heck of a goalie battle. We've seen it time and time again when these teams have matched up. Again, 4 meetings up to this point this year, 3 of those games ending within a goal of each other.
Yeah, the one that I got to take in and also do some terrible camera work on in Espanola was a very tight game, and a game that we thought the Voodoos were walking away with. Speaking of Champagne, he's continuing to roll in net as he's in the battle for most wins by a goaltender this season. The Greeley, Ontario product is tied with Rock netminder Frederick Cousineau and Cubs goalie Matthew Varamian with 15 wins. As we get set for opening draw here, Powassan Voodoos, Espanola Paper Kings. The Paper Kings in the road whites, technically home whites right now, but road because of the jerseys the Voodoos are wearing, are going left to right, and the Voodoos in their alternate black jerseys are going right to left. Marcus Kratz with a shot from distance goes wide of the net. Now Guthrie tries to get the puck out of the zone. He doesn't, as Bradley gets it in for Kupel. Kupel now in the corner. He's chasing the puck around, got it to Roussel. Roussel back for Kratz. Kratz with a shot. That one's stopped by Vale as the goaltender makes his first stop of the game 25 seconds into this one.
Just looking at the lines, a little bit different tonight for the Voodoos. Top line staying the same with Justin Rousseau, Benjamin Kupel, and Heath Bradley, but that second line with Jesse Lefebvre, Cedric Parker, Bonsignor, and Carter Zimmer pulls up on the right wing wearing number 22 for that line. Jack Pereira, Caleb Dawson, and Ryan Saginaw. That ever-deadly line staying together. It'd be hard to break them up, and then Anthony Boyes, Owen Head, and Pavar Barclay making up your 4th line. A heavy-hitting one at that.
Again, Carter Zimmer looked impressive in his first game with the Voodoos in French River last week. He got a breakaway, and then he scored on a second breakaway attempt. Again, there's Carter Zimmer now with the puck as he made a nice takeaway. Glove on the ice. Bond Sr. throws it towards the net, and that's another save made by Logan Vale. Of course, we don't need to tell you much about French River and the struggles they've had, but still, Carter Zimmer came to play in that game.
And he's been ready to go off the hop tonight as he makes a smart stick play just to go on the rush, gain that zone time, and get that aforementioned line into the game.
We'll have French River in town tomorrow for the last visit that they'll have here in Powassan, as Zimmer in for the draw as Lefebvre was knocked out. Zimmer with the puck now. He just shovels that one towards the net, and Vale makes another save and covers up here.
Talking about clinching scenarios, many teams in the league have clinched already, including the Powassan Voodoos. Espanola next in line at 48 points. Just a few more wins needed to secure their spot in the NOJHL playoffs.
Michael Mrazek coming in and bumping into Jesse Lefebvre on the face-off as the puck rolls in again on Vale right off the draw, and it's covered up. Speaking of, you talked about the century mark, we might as well mention 30 goal men for the Voodoos. Ryan Saginaw has 27 goals and quickly approaching 30. And the last time, that might be cause for celebration, as the last time the Voodoos had a 30 goal scorer was in 2019-20 when they had 3 with Parker Bowman, who led the way with 38, Gregory Trudeau-Paquette with 32, and Tomas Yachmanev, the son of Vitaly Yachmanev, the assistant coach of the Voodoos, had an even 30 as the puck goes out of play. And another thing that's interesting about that team is Tomas Yachmanev's right up there. I think he's second in points with the Powassan Voodoos. He was ready to play his overage season in the 2020-21 season. Obviously didn't get to play, So Tomas Yachmanev will forever be second in points right now to Cade Hurd on the Voodoos all-time list.
The much lamented cut short season,
Yep.
or eliminated season rather.
They did play a season in the NOJHL that year, but the Voodoos elected not to play. As the puck goes in, Bagley chasing after it. He flips it forward. It didn't go in, though. Now Bagley couldn't quite get to it. Another shot from distance, kicked aside by Champagne for his first save of the night. Now the puck is loose for Pereira. Pereira, who scored a highlight reel overtime goal against Espanola, and Espanola gets the puck back to Bagley with a shot. And Vale makes a save on that one. Braden Bagley, we've seen him rip it all season long. 6 goals on the year.
Bagley has been certainly putting up the points, 27 assists at that, while Saginaw's nearing the 30-goal mark. Bagley from the blue line is creeping towards that 30-assist point.
Always impressive. He's also considered a rookie in this league. So the Voodoos have been getting a lot of offense from rookies this season. And we talked about how mobile the defense was a couple of games ago. Saginaw with a shot from distance. That one goes wide. That's something that the Voodoos have not had in recent seasons. This offense from the back end. Braden Bagley plays it around. It's up to Dawson. Dawson lost the puck to Levi Lux, who was up until the trade deadline playing for Blind River. Now Jax Pereira with the puck. He takes a hard hit in the half wall, but he gets the puck up for Dawson. Dawson dumps that one in. That one rolls in on Vale, and the Voodoos will go for a change. Now in his own zone, it's Reed to Box. Got the puck down the ice. He had a man at the blue line, but it bounces away from him. Reed to Box, his second game in Powassan since his trade to Espanola for Bruce Gray. Now Marcus Kratz leading the rush. Kratz walks in. He left it behind for Barclay, but the puck rolled away. Now a good stick there by Boys, kept it in briefly. Now it's out. Boys once again walking through, trying to cut through the middle of the ice. He's knocked off the puck. Now it's flipped back in. Espanola. Roussel will chase after it as Drigo's on him. It's Carter Drigo. Got the puck out front. However, it's knocked away. That was Joseph Coates. Not the man you want to see alone in front of the net if you're a Voodoos fan, as he leads Espanola with 57 points, 21 of them goals. Boys has the puck at the red line to Barclay. Back for Roussel. Roussel, nice stretch pass, found Bradley. Bradley takes a hit, but he dumps it in. Guthrie now with the puck. And we'll get a whistle here.
Voodoos pressing early, doing an excellent job at entering the zone and clearing their end effectively. The Espanola Paper Kings only with the one lone shot on net, now spending a lot of time in the Voodoo zone so far.
Off the draw, Kupel with a chance. That one whistles wide. Jasoni chasing after it as it gets an edge and goes back into his own zone. Bruce Gray was a member of the Espanola Paper Kings very briefly, had a cup of coffee, 2 games after being acquired from Iroquois Falls. He's out there against his former team now. Justin Russo had the puck bounce up on him, got it to Bradley, but they couldn't get in the zone. Now it's Farver, dumped it in for Gallant. Gallant behind the net. He's taken off the puck. Now Russo with it. Russo, bank pass up for Kupel. Kupel got it to Bradley, and Bradley still has it as he dumps it in. Going in deep. Behind the net, they have it. It comes out. Marnell has it at his own line, gets it to Bagley. Bagley, he was looking for Bradley, and then they're going to wave off icing as it went past everyone, but now the puck will bounce up and hit the netting, and we'll get a stoppage in play.
Well, you wanted to talk about production from the back end. Let's talk about the Voodoo's production as a whole from last season to this season. Last season, after 52 games, the Voodoos had 161 goals for. Just 40 games into this season, they're already at 192.
Well, I would say the offense has been chugging along pretty good. And you look at the top point getter last year, it was Caden Cowell. Ryan Saginaw's already passed him for points last year. Also of note, while I was doing my research on the Jax Pereira note, Caden Cowell, if he had stayed the full season and his production had stayed, he'd have the highest points per game in Voodoo's history. But he's up in Kirkland Lake now. Bonsignor with the puck. Got it to Lefebvre. Lefebvre back to the point. Marnell with a one-time attempt. And that one hit some skates and went wide. Now a big hit thrown on the far side by Losell. And coming out with it, a good chance off the side of the net as that one's knocked down. Kupel, he falls to the ice, and Espanola breaks out. Loisel gets it in deep. Marnell chasing after it. He stops up the puck. And Smith, he's in there, gets it out front. Good chance, blocked by Bagley. Bond Sr. for Lefebvre. Lefebvre on the far side, has the puck rolling on him. He couldn't stop it. Now Owen Smith on the far side, pins the puck down. Michael Mrazek in there as well. Smith goes off for a change. Mrazek's in there with Marnell and knocking down Lefebvre. As impressive play by Mrazek to knock over 2 Voodoos players, and then he takes a bit of a late shot at Marnell, who took exception.
Both teams very much playing to their identity so far. The Voodoos hoping to get established in the Paper Kings end, grind out along the boards and open up the defenders that way. Meanwhile, Espanola is deadly off the rush. The second that they get the puck, they can turn and burn so quickly and establish themselves in the Voodoo zone for those quick chances. Voodoos counteracting that well. Both teams clearly sticking to their game plan early.
Off the draw, Kratz gets it. He tries to clear it. Lux had it bounce on him, so he couldn't keep it in. And big hard hit thrown by Jax Pereira, who's been the victim of a couple of hard hits himself. Pereira chasing after it. Maybe there has another big hit thrown in the corner. Maybe these players are a little bit buoyed by watching Connor McDavid throw his weight around as Roussel gets a shot away. And that's gloved down as Connor McDavid's been throwing his weight around at the Olympics, and I guess they're looking at, hey, if the best player in the league can do it, or in the world can do it, why not us?
Who says skill can't be physical, Courtney? And when the best player in the world can do it, hey, why not you? Why not give it a whirl? He must be doing something right.
Yeah. Clearly hitting translates to your hands with the puck on your stick.
Well, it certainly helps get the puck on your stick a lot more when you're knocking guys off of it, and the Voodoos do that exceptionally well.
Off the draw, back to Kratz. Kratz walking the line. He's knocked off the puck, and now the puck comes out. Now down the ice, Rodrigo. Dawson back, trying to knock the puck away from him. It's still at the blue line, and it's dumped back in. Kratz has his man all over him. He keeps getting tied up. Now it's a chance in alone. Good chance, they score. Carter Drigo. Nifty little move. It's his 21st of the season. It's 1-0 Espanola.
Well, you want to talk about physical play, creating opportunities. It's not a big hit, but it's tying up the clearing defender, getting 2 guys on him, creating the space. The Voodoos turn around to rush the other way a little too quickly, and that opens up all the space for sort of a strange-looking breakaway for the Paper Kings to get up 1 early.
Bruce Gray now with the puck as the Voodoos try to answer. Boys dumps it in. Barclay chasing after it. Barclay got to it. Pavel Barclay, sharp angle chance. It's put on net. And Logan Vale makes the save on that one.
Up to that point, the Voodoos had a lot of solid offensive opportunity and been clearing quite effectively. Just sort of got out of sync, thinking that they had already maybe cleared the blue line, leaving their guy back alone.
Off the draw, it was sent back to Jasoni. Jasoni's shot was blocked, and now he picks off a pass. The Voodoos trying to send it right back in. Barclay dumps it in, and chasing after his head. Head in the corner. Stops up, has it, lost it. And now the Paper Kings recollected. It's Coates. Coates to the far side. Got it to his man. Puck comes out. It's Drigo again. Now Guthrie. Guthrie chips that one in. And along the end wall, Bruce Gray gets to it. He plays it up, Head at the half wall. Head, back for Gray. Gray, behind his net, he's waiting for his mates to set up. Voodoos are going to go for a change. Gray behind the net. Gets the puck up for Marnell. Marnell down the ice, found Kupel. It was in his skates though, and now he gets to it. Kupel for Bradley. Bradley knocked off the puck, still chasing after it. Now he gets it back. It's back to Marnell at the point. Marnell with a shot from distance, and that one is stopped by Vale. Now another chance. That one hits a body and goes wide. Russo back for Bagley. Bagley, another chance. He flips it towards the net. Bradley picks it up. He tried to feed it out front. Now it's back into the possession of Espanola. Ferry's had it. He dumped it around. Now it's to the near side. Mrazek down the ice. Looking for a hit. There was Russo. Smith sidestepped him. Smith into the corner. Had Marnell on him, but he turns. Throws the puck to the middle of the ice, is picked up, thrown across the ice, and no one was there. Now Russo down the ice for Kupel. Kupel just misses a hit, and now Kupel walking in. Kupel with a shot. Vale, rebound, bounces away as the Voodoos are throwing everything that they can at the net. Bradley looking out front for Lefebvre. Puck is loose. Kupel bearing down on it, couldn't quite get there. Kupel back to the point for Roussel. Roussel walks around his man. Mrazek got a hand on him. No hold called there, though. Bradley now with it. Bradley back for Kupel. Kupel back for Roussel. Roussel to Kratz. Kratz with a shot. Vale makes another save. Calm, cool, and collected. And now we have a bit of a pileup in front of Vale's net.
I really like that call from head coach Peter Goulet to get the Russo, Bradley, and Kupel line out there. A much more physical line with two of the most offensive defensemen, Dylan Roussel and Marcus Kratz, sort of move things along the back end, and that definitely opened up the Paper Kings defenders a lot. You have those physical guys in front of the net, try to get those rebounds off of the wicked shots of Roussel and Kratz.
Lefebvre out there as well. We want to talk about a line that can grind you. We got Lefebvre and Zimmer out there together, so as you mentioned off the hop. Roussel now with the puck. Roussel with another shot. That's another save made by Vale. Now it's Bond Sr. who bounces the puck off the boards. Zimmer picks it up. Back to the point for Kratz. Kratz near side for Roussel. Roussel with a toe drag. Rebound is there. And the Paper Kings are going to bounce that one down the ice. Kratz chasing after it. That'll go for icing, as that was a nifty little move by Roussel. How many times have we seen the toe drag from Roussel and Kratz since the start of December, though?
Too many times to count, and each of them more effective than the last. Their skills have certainly increased as the season's gone on, much more confident in their stick handling, much more aware of the space that they have on the ice.
Pereira wins the draw cleanly. Back for Gray. Gray with a shot, and that's right into the glove of Vale. And now some more rough stuff. And maybe if you're Powassan, you don't really want to see Jax Pereira mucking it up too much, but he's been all over the place when it comes to interactions with Espanola tonight.
Well, he certainly has not shied away. Much as the Voodoos have not shied away at throwing everything they have at the Paper Kings since that goal on the second shot of the game. Voodoos now out shooting Espanola 12-2, just under 9 minutes into the game.
Well, I mentioned the hits for Connor McDavid as Vale needs a new glove. Randy Blake in our fantasy league, I'm sure he'd be pretty happy if Connor McDavid was putting up hits like that for him.
Oh,
as
absolutely.
he got McDavid first overall this year, obviously. So.
And then the AI got the second one.
Yeah,
they're taking over, folks.
Yeah, they are. They're smart, but they're not smart enough to change their lineup.
No, that's true. I still almost lost.
I know.
Let's not talk about it.
Well, you just outed yourself.
You know. Anything for the content, sir.
Yeah. Commit to the bit. Pereira on the draw. He's lined up right across from Emerson Di Giacomo. Jasoni's going to dump that one back in as the puck came out. Now Pereira on his man, but it's going to be on the far side for Espanola. They're going to dump it down. Jasoni will pick it back up. Jasoni up the ice for Dawson. Dawson tried to get the puck forward. The Ferries got that one. Now Dawson again trying to will the puck forward. Can't quite get there. And carrying it back in is Gallant. Gallant trying to go for a cross-ice pass. That one's kicked aside by Jasoni. Kept in by Espanola, but now we'll see a penalty, the first one of the game, going to Espanola, and that's going to go for hooking. So the Voodoos will have a chance to tie things up here on the power play.
The Voodoos sitting at a 26.8% effectiveness on the power play, good enough for third in the league. Meanwhile, the Paper Kings sit third in the penalty kill at 83.4%. They are also the second most penalized team at 223 minutes shorthanded to the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners 235.
Marcus Kratz walking the line. Now it's near side to Boys with a shot. Big save made by Vale. Trying to bank it off of Vale was Russo. And the goaltender making a couple of big saves there early on the power play. Kratz plays it back for Boys. Boys on the half wall. Tried to flip it back for Kratz, and it was knocked aside by the Paper Kings. And now a nice little bat out of the air by Coates, but it was turned away from harm by Marcus Kratz. Now Coates, we're going to walk back in. Coates from distance got it in on Champagne, who makes the glove save, his third shot against in the first 9 minutes and 59 seconds And we'll get a face-off here in the Voodoo zone.
The Paper Kings, a team that has historically been one of, if not consistently, the most penalized team in the NOJHL due to their physical style. But they've had an excellent penalty kill this year to match it. Starting off this season, I believe it was at least 10 games in with a perfect penalty kill record.
And their offense to start the year, too, was ridiculous.
I think they've evened out a bit for the Paper Kings. Well, they're still going strong, firmly into the playoff spot.
They traded Cameron Menard, who was a goal a game in Espanola, along with Jack Helke, their goaltender, to Hurst. As here's a chance for Rodrigo again. It's blocked in front by Pereira. Pereira leaves it for Kratz, as the Voodoos are kind of hemmed in their zone here. Now it's Roussel with speed. Roussel try to get around DeBox. DeBox stood him up. And now Coates at the blue line. Paper Kings have owned the possession here on the Voodoos on this power play, other than the Voodoos' first couple of chances. Now the puck bounces all the way down into the Voodoo zone as Bagley's going to calm things down in his own zone. And the Voodoos will change to their second unit. Braden Bagley plays it up for Dawson. Dawson just gets a one-touch on it and plays it up for Bradley. Bradley in the corner. Fed it out front. Good chance for Saginaw. And then the pass off that from Jasoni missed Bagley. So now the Voodoos will have to regroup again. Bagley got it for Dawson. Dawson has to chase into his own zone to get it. His pass a little bit weaker. Bagley picks it up though. Final seconds coming on this power play. Bagley with it. Gets it up for Saginaw. Saginaw carries it in, dumps it in around. It'll come to the near side for Dawson. Dawson plays it around, and that's going to find Saginaw somehow, and he tries to dump it right back in, but Espanola gets it out and dumps it down, and that'll mean 0 for 1 on the power play for the Voodoos as Champagne signals. That we're back to 5-on-5. Now Bond Sr. dumps the puck in. Bradley behind the net. Bradley threw it out front. No one was there. Now Kratz walks in. Kratz still had it. That's blocked. And down the ice it goes. Roussel will pick it up. Roussel for Kratz. Kratz chips that one down. That's picked up by Farver. Now on the near side, the Paper Kings still have it. They lost it though as Lefebvre is going to walk that one in offside. Although I think the referee was signaling that it should be going to, no, it's going to be another penalty.
I believe they may be charged with too many men on the ice.
I think you're right.
Caught up in the change. The Voodoos narrowly avoiding a similar situation about halfway through that first power play. So Voodoos, unsuccessful on their first time, get to reload and go right back at it.
This time they're going to go with their second unit to start. And it's Matthew Spencer who's serving the penalty for Espanola. Keith Bradley in for the draw. It's one back by Espanola. Dawson gets there first, so Dawson throws it out front. No one was there. And now the Voodoos will have to regroup in neutral zone. Bagley in his own zone for Jasoni. Saginaw throws it cross ice to Bagley. Bagley now gaining momentum, dumps it in. Bradley on the near side. Got it to Saginaw, who got it to Jasoni. Now it's back to Saginaw. In for Jasoni in the corner. Jasoni tried to go for a bank pass. It was blocked. Jasoni plays it back for Saginaw. Saginaw back for Bagley. He shows shot. Now a good attempt to go cross ice for Dawson, who was ready for the shot as Bagley faked the shot. It's off the stick of Coates and out of play.
And this Espanola penalty kill is just so difficult to play with. They just attack you and attack you unrelentingly. The puck carrier, they always keep that one man on the pressure. They'll reform into their formation to block those lanes. But it's just continuous, whether you're in the zone or out of it. They just press you the entire time.
Russo off the draw, got it back for Kratz. Now it's Roussel back for Kratz on the half wall. Kratz in the corner. Plays it back in deep for Russo to Boys. Boys. He's at the point, plays it out front. Pereira couldn't quite get all of that shot, and it rolls in, and Vale will just cover that with his new glove.
Little mismatched color scheme. That's still working well for him.
Russo in for the draw now, again on the power play to the near side. Puck is dropped, and it's just tied up there in the face-off dot, and the Paper Kings will dump it down the ice. Champagne out to play it. He's going to play it on the backhand. It's going to get to Roussel. Roussel collects it, and with speed from his own zone, it's Roussel. Walks in, leaves it. Now it's Pereira. Pereira with space for Roussel. Sharp angle chance, and Vale's just going to pounce on that and cover it up as two of the most exciting rookies in the league nearly hooked up for a goal on that one.
Connection made, but not quite with enough time. It's hard when you're moving with that much speed to try and make something happen. Speed is something both Pereira and Roussel have in spades.
Ryan Saginaw won the draw. Back for Bradley to Dawson at the point. Dawson will walk the line. He takes a shot, and that one goes wide. Saginaw back to the point again for Bagley. Bagley to Dawson. Dawson with a shot. That one goes well wide as well. Jasoni chasing after that one as Drigo gets to it. Now DeBox tries to send it all the way around. It's picked up by Saginaw, though, as he couldn't clear. Saginaw back for Dawson. Dawson to Bagley, another shot. And Vale making another stop with the glove. 6:29 left in the first period.
Shot 17-3 at this point, and Vale hasn't let a single thing through. He's been seeing the puck clearly, shifting well, and being supported net front quite effectively by his defenders.
Coming in for the draw is Ryan Saginaw. He wins it back to Bagley. Bagley plays it back for Dawson. Back to Bagley. Bagley sends it into the corner. That's picked up by Espanola, and they're going to dump the thing down the ice. And Champagne out to play it. Spencer getting ready to rejoin his mates, and the Voodoos are in danger of going 0 for 2 on the power play. Bagley up for Dawson. Dawson dumps that one in as he takes a hard hit from Shaw. Now we're back to 5-on-5. Jasoni plays it back for Dawson. Dawson sharp angle, turned aside by Vale again. And now the puck behind the net. Picked up by the Paper Kings. They have a man all the way down the ice. It's Gallant. Gallant leaves it, but Bagley read that. Now Dawson leaves it for Bagley. Out for Bradley. Bradley at the top of the zone. Gets it around for Saginaw, but it's played around too far, and Farver got to it. Right back down. Kratz got it away from Gallant. Now it's Ferries with it. Sends it right back in, and that'll roll in. And Champagne had to be careful on that, lest he be Vesatoskala. A little bit of a bouncing puck. Now Lefebvre walks in. Lefebvre tried to feather it through to Bond Sr. And a good stop there by the Paper Kings as the defender was down on the ice. Now Roussel throws that one towards the net. Another shot kicked aside by Logan Vale, who's been busy. Lefebvre in the corner, leaves it. Another shot, that one goes wide. Roussel fanned on his pass attempt. He tries to keep it in. Now a nifty move for Roussel. Far side, they score! Parker Bond Sr. And the Voodoos are in flight here on Bond Sr.'s 6th of the season. It's 1-1.
Well, you want to talk about that toe drag, Courtney. My goodness, that might be the pièce de résistance on the season. Pulls it through the legs, dips back and finds the passing lane. No mistake on the goal. On the 20th shot of the game at that, Voodoos were bound to get something in. Took a bit of movement, bit of a fancy move, and we're all tied up with 4:50 remaining in the first.
On the ensuing face-off, Owen Head and Michael Moratzik getting some hostilities out of the way. And now they're getting a talking to. Yeah, Parker Bond Sr.'s 6th of the season. But the assist, put a big asterisk next to that one for sure. What a play by Dylan Roussel. You looked at me right away like, ooh, that was gross. Owen Head now leading the rush the other way, gets it to Barclay. Barclay turns around, takes a shot. Vale makes a save on that one. His 20th save of the game. Roussel sends it around behind the net. Good chance here for Smith. Couldn't quite get a shot away, though, as it bounces into the corner. Now to Box at the point. The Box plays it in deep. It's Smith. Smith has Marnell all over him. Puck now comes back to Bagley. Bagley tries to flip that one down the ice. He does. He got it to Barclay. A nice little pass to Boys. Now Boys gains the red line, dumps it in. Barclay. Sharp angle chance. Vale with another save, as somehow that one got on net. Now another chance from distance, turned aside by Champagne. Jasoni, he'll dump that one down the ice, and that'll go for icing against Powassan. 3:52 here on the clock, and the Paper Kings will get an offensive zone draw.
Still yet to have our quote-unquote mid-period break due to the penalties, the icings, etc. Well, it's been a fast-paced game, as one would expect between these two teams.
Off the draw, Pereira won it back. Gray has it. Now he lost the puck. Picked back up by the Paper Kings. They dump it back in for Jasoni. Jasoni got it to head. Now it's Pereira with speed. Pereira, he's tripped up. And there's another penalty coming to Espanola, as the Voodoos will have to see if third time's the charm on the man advantage.
May almost be beneficial for the Voodoos to stay at 5-on-5 the way things are going. Hoping to get established a bit quicker is going to be key. Making sure you're set up in the zone, making sure you can open up those passing lanes. You can't take a second with this Espanola penalty kill, because again, they just send that one guy in the pressure no matter where you are in the zone. You got to win this draw, win it back, and get that puck moving quickly if you want to take advantage of your third shot at it in the single period.
Rousseau starting this one off with a face-off win to Roussel, now to Kratz. Kratz was looking for a shooting lane, couldn't quite get it through. Pereira walks the line, got it back for Kratz. Kratz walks in, his shot is blocked by DeBox. Now Pereira has it in his own zone. Up for Rousseau. Rousseau, fresh off his 100th career point, plays it in, but that's offside. He takes a late hit there, and that's off from Makasoff, although that was one of those plays that they just ended seconds before the hit was coming.
Momentum has a funny way of continuing. Doesn't care whether there's a whistle or not, as Rousseau takes a big one. Well, we've seen him lay a couple of heavy hits himself, so I'm sure he'll be just fine.
Jasoni off the draw. Bagley lost it, but Jasoni gets it back. Now it's up for Dawson. Dawson will just leave it for Bagley in his own zone. Bagley brings it behind the net as Coates engages. Now Bagley back up for Dawson. Dawson skates down the wing, gets by DeBox. Dawson throws it towards the front of the net. That's blocked. Now he tried to throw it back out front, and it's picked up again by Makasoff, and down the ice it goes. Bagley behind the net. Out from behind, gets it up for Saginaw. Saginaw for Jasoni. Jasoni rims it around, and it's going to get to Guthrie on the other side. Guthrie will chip it down the ice, and Dawson has to battle with his man. Smith gets away from him. Smith, he's tied down, and he got a good chance, and Champagne's just going to poke check that one away. Now Bagley going for a skate. Bagley flips it right back in, picked back up by the Paper Kings, and it's kept in by Bruce Gray. Now Saginaw found Bond Sr., got it to Gray. Gray with a shot. That one's blocked in front by Bradley. Bond Sr. tried to feed it out front, couldn't quite make it. Now it's back to the point again. Marnell to Gray. Gray with a shot. That one's turned aside again by Vale. And another shot on goal here, and another save made by the goaltender. Perhaps getting a little bit frustrated, and also towards the end of the man advantage, we're starting to see different players out there on the power play.
Well, when nothing's working, why not switch it up? And that Espanola penalty kill is just doing what it does best, being annoying, clearing the puck effectively, throwing a lot of guys along the wall on the dump-in. They're very effective at cutting off those rimmed pucks, clearing them, keeping out the pressure. Then as soon as it's out of the zone, they'll send two forecheckers high on the penalty kill, just trying to cut off that momentum. As we see 2 minutes on the board now, as Heath Bradley finds himself in the box, so we'll have some brief period of 4-on-4.
Minute 55 left on the clock, so the Voodoos penalty will take us right to the end of the first period. Off the draw, Espanola wins it back. DeBox with a shot, kick aside by Champagne. Rebound was there, and the Voodoos get it into the corner. Now the puck back to Drigo with a shot. He scores! Make it 2 for Carter Drigo as he feeds that one through the 5-hole. It's his 22nd of the season. It's 2-1 Espanola.
And just missed coverage for the Voodoos as they can't quite keep track of Drigo, and he finds everything he wants right in front of the Voodoos net. An unfortunate turn of events for Powassan, but Espanola, if they're anything, they're opportunistic, and they're showing why tonight. 7th shot on goal, 2nd in the back of the net.
And because it was scored 4-on-4, the power play will still commence once Espanola is out of the box. And Heath Bradley still has to serve. A minute 43 left as now the referees are going and talking to both bench bosses. If you're Powassan, you're happy with your possession this period, but you're not happy with the defensive coverage in this period either. Off the draw, DeBox again with it. Coates plays it back to DeBox. DeBox, as now we're officially on the power play. DeBox dumps it in. That'll round a rim around to Coates. Coates lost it and is thrown down the ice by Powassan. Vale out to play it. Minute 20 left in this opening period. 2-1 Espanola leads. DeBox skates through. Gets it to the red line, dumps it in, passes old teammate Caleb Dawson. Kratz on the far side. Couldn't quite get the puck. Smith now has it. Back for Drigo. Drigo to Smith. Smith near side. What a save made by Derek Champagne. Biggest save of the night so far for the goaltender. Coates to the box. Far side for Smith. Smith twisting and turning, gets around Russo. Back to the point for DeBox. DeBox feeds that one towards the net. Now it's picked up by Kratz, who will just dump that one down the ice. 40 seconds remain in this period. And Derek Champagne, massive save moments ago. DeBox in his own zone. Plays it for Guthrie. Gets it up the ice now for Coates. Coates will rim that one around, and Guthrie will be on the far side. Guthrie to Smith now. Smith in the corner. Plays it back to Makasoff. Makasoff in the corner for Smith. Smith at the half wall now. Back for Guthrie. Back to Makasoff. His shot is blocked now. Pereira with seconds on the clock. Pereira in alone. Walking in. Jax Pereira with the shot, and that's a big save by Logan Vale with 1.8 seconds on the clock. My goodness.
What a read from Pereira. He sees the lanes cut off. The Paper King down low is clearly signaling for the quick shot from the point, and Pereira gets in front of that and goes on the break, but can't quite beat the razor-sharp goaltending of Logan Vale. 1.8 seconds remaining.
Pereira off the draw, and that'll do it here for this opening period. It's 2-1 Espanola after 20 minutes of play, although it could very easily have been 2-2 there in the final seconds with only 5 seconds left on the clock. Harrison, your final thoughts on that one before we go to our first intermission?
Sort of everything you'd expect from a clash between these two teams. The Voodoos just firing shot after shot at Vale, but he's tracking, staying in front really well, and assisted by lots of block shots from his teammates. Otherwise, that shot counter would be significantly higher. The Voodoos just can't quite crack it on the power play against this specific team, it feels like. The Paper King just keep them at bay, keep them out of the zone most importantly. But most importantly, the Paper Kings have been making good on the opportunities in front of them. The Voodoos not quite getting that luck.
All right, we'll be back with more after this first intermission. Again, 2-1 Espanola leads after 20 minutes of play. I'm Courtney Hees Harrison. We'll see you after this.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Harrison Clements, joined by play-by-play commentator Courtney Kenny and our cameraman Mike Brown. We are sitting at a 2-1 scoreline in favor of the Espanola Paper Kings over the Powassan Voodoos. But this is not the only game in the NOJHL tonight. There's 3 other matchups tonight around the league. So let's take a look at the scores. Timmins at the top of the second period is leading the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners 2-1. Iroquois Falls Storm is down, only has 1 goal to the Hearst Lumberjacks, 6 at the top of the second. The Sioux Thunderbirds are winning over the Sioux Eagles 2-0. Then, of course, tonight's 2-1 score here in Powassan. There's still 5 seconds remaining on a power play for the Paper Kings, and the Paper Kings scored on the 4-on-4 caused by this same penalty just minutes before the end of the last period.
Thanks for getting us back up to speed, Harrison. Looking forward to another eventful second period. If you're Espanola, you're probably happy with your quality of shots, but I'm sure you're not happy with your shots given up. As now in net for the Powassan Voodoos is Matthew Lyon, who's getting his first ice time in net for Powassan this season, as Derek Champagne has been removed from this game. And you know what? He's played a lot of hockey lately, so it's hard to argue that fact, as we'll see Lyon's action here. He's got 5 seconds on a power play to kill. The Voodoos in their alternate black jerseys are going right or left to right, and the Paper Kings in their home/road whites right now are going right to left. It's Coates versus Russo in the face-off dot, and we are underway for period number 2. Guthrie plays it back to Makasoff. On the far side is DeBox. DeBox, as Bradley steps out of the box and is played down the ice, he tried to get a piece of it as he stepped on the ice. Good thing he had both feet on the ice, or else it would have been another penalty. Bradley dumps it in, chasing after it. He's going to be taken hard into the boards by DeBox. And now Russo in there as well, as a stick falls from Makasoff. Russo for Kupel. Kupel with a shot, and the net falls down on top of Vale. He's lucky to get out of the way. As the battle between DeBox and Bradley continued, looks like Vale's okay. And that's a dangerous play for a goaltender.
Not often you see the net topple in that fashion, but if it tells you the intensity coming out of the first intermission, I think that's a pretty good indicator. When you're battling that hard around the net, away from the puck, jostling for position, it's a good sign.
Russo coming in for the draw against Owen Smith, the local product. Both graduates of the Trappers program. Now Russo with a shot off the post. Rebound just goes wide. And now we get a whistle here as Russo goes sliding along with his mate Wyatt Ferries. As that was a bomb from the point from Dylan Roussel.
Called down for a hand pass, so the puck will clear the zone. But a strange bounce off the back of Vale, and it pops in the air and just skips wide. The Voodoos that close to tying this game up.
Kratz for Russo. Russo plays it out front. Bradley has it. Russo tried to feather it towards the net. He couldn't quite get it. Russo back to the point for Roussel. Now it's Kratz. Kratz back for Roussel. Roussel tried to stick handle his way to a shooting lane. Now Kupel on the far side. Kupel looking through his options, gets a shot on goal, and that's stopped again by Vale. Now it's Russo. Voodoos looking like they're on the power play here. Get it back to Kratz. Kratz for Roussel. Roussel with a shot, and that one hit a body and went wide. Now Kratz, first one there to keep it in. Kratz back for Bradley. Bradley in the corner. He still has possession. Walks in, takes another shot. That one goes wide. Russo just put that one. He beat Vale, but didn't get it in the net. Now it's Kupel who plays the puck into the neutral zone. Espanola's been out here for a while, so have the Voodoos, as Kratz tries to get it forward. And that's offside. Justin Russo coming within inches of tying this game. That's 2 chances for the Voodoos this period already.
2 big chances indeed, as they're moving the puck well. They're dancing and crossing defensemen over the blue line, just trying to get the Paper Kings defenders moving. And they've done a good job of that, especially stopping them from getting that change off due to the long change of the second period.
Off the drive, draw Millar with it. He's going to send it right back. And it's picked up and sent down the ice, but into the Voodoos bench by Espanola, so we'll get another stoppage here.
Shots still 26 to 8 at this point, so Voodoos keeping that offensive touch as they've continued on in the second period.
Off the draw, it's won by the Voodoos. Bruce Gray will send that in. Logan Vale stopped it up for DeBox. DeBox dumps it down the ice, and Gray will just rush back into his own zone to try and stop Gallant. Gallant tried to get his first attempt on Lyon. Now the puck played around. Lefebvre, he takes a hard hit, leaves the puck for Jasoni. Jasoni tried to poke it forward. Jasoni lost the puck. Now Gray has it. Gray up for Zimmer. Zimmer takes a hard hit. And Espanola still has possession in the Voodoo zone now. Back to the point for Shaw. Shaw couldn't quite get it. Now Zimmer got it down the ice, but it's going to be picked up by DeBox. Could have been a 2-on-1 between Zimmer and Bond Sr. Good play at the Voodoo's blue line as Lefebvre gets to it. Lefebvre stops up, plays it out front for Jasoni. Jasoni with a shot. Vale with another save there as Logan Vale has been impressive through almost 23 minutes of play.
And that turnover, that sequence of play all happens again because of an active stick of Zimmer in the neutral zone. He's been very effective at knocking those loose, going the other way, and getting his team counterattacking effectively.
Official news from the Voodoos is Champagne was replaced due to injury after the first period. That is why Matthew Lyon is in net now. And the Voodoos' goaltending depth will be tested if it's a long injury, as they are without Cole Vrugdenhill for the time being. Thomas Najo was moved. Braden Begley with a shot. Vale makes another save. So, and the Voodoos already had to run some APs on some road trips earlier this year before they got Matthew Lyon.
And luckily lots of local goaltending talent available to the Voodoos, so lots of promising prospects given a chance at the net.
Off the draw, DeBox has it. He's going to play it to the near side. Saginaw will get there. Out front to Dawson. Dawson with a shot. And that's kicked aside by Vale. 29th shot on goal so far this game for the Voodoos. Plays it in for Saginaw. Saginaw, he tried to go cross ice. Lyon got a pad down to stop that. Now Begley. Back for Marnell. Marnell with another shot. That's kicked aside, or rather blocked aside by Vale. Dawson still battling with it. Pereira jumps up. Pereira couldn't quite get a piece of it though as it bounced. Now Dawson has it. Dawson back for Pereira. Pereira on the far side. Looks for his options to Marnell. Marnell for Begley. Begley with a shot that's off the skate of DeBox and out of play again through the first 3.5 minutes of this period. It's looked like a power play practice for the Voodoos.
Well, I know it's a Summer Olympic sport, but Pereira making his case for joining the national high jump team as he makes an excellent effort to keep this play moving. Him in combination with Dawson has just been so effective for the Voodoos on the forecheck.
Boys coming in. He's tied up. Puck is still there. And now the puck goes behind the net. Shaw and Boys, the two number 5s battling it out. Now Barclay in there as well. Shaw comes away with it, but Barclay gets the loose puck to the near side for Kratz. Kratz with a shot. That's blocked. Puck is loose. And trying to flip that one over the goaltender was Owen Head. Now it's back for Kratz. Kratz plays it to Roussel. Back for Kratz. Now puck sent in. Barclay sends it cross ice. Roussel has it. Roussel. Nice little spinorama. Played up for Head. Nice little tip on net, but now it's picked up by Espanola. And down the ice they go. They have yet to register a shot on goal here in this period. Matthew Lyon yet to be tested. Roussel, nice move there. Dylan Roussel walks in. Roussel with the shot. And that one goes wide of the net. Dylan Roussel showing off the mitts here in this one, as remember in the first period it was quite the assist from Dylan Roussel. Are we sure he's a rookie?
Could have fooled me.
Marcus Kratz now with the puck, gets it up for Russo. Russo lost it. It's back for Kratz. Kratz on the far side to Jasoni. Jasoni. He's going to flip that one in with Russo to chase after it. Russo, the captain, has it in the corner, plays it out front. It's nowhere to be found for the Voodoos though as it bounces back to the blue line. Puck back on the near side. Russo knocks his man off the puck. Bradley picks it up. Bradley with some moves. He sends the puck on net. That one's blocked aside. Now another chance. Turned aside by the goaltender Vale. Losell now with it. He sends that one in. Lyon out to play it. It bounces away from him though. He's got to get back in his net quickly. Now he blows a tire. Marnell looking to sprint, or to get his man Kupel going. Now Kupel does get around. He takes it to the net. Vale makes the save, and another penalty is going to be coming up here against Espanola for interference as Kupel cut hard to the net.
It's been all Voodoos this entire period. 14:41 remaining in the second frame, and they've just been upping the pressure, reloading in the neutral zone, going on the rush, and establishing zone time effectively has kind of been the name of the game for the Voodoos. They're attacking from all different angles, whether it's heavy checking or quick passing. It's been an assault on all fronts from Powassan. Again, the Paper Kings still yet to get a shot on line. And the Voodoos getting yet another shot on the power play. Hopefully a better result than the first few times this game.
Well, you talk about Pereira knowing exactly what he's out there to do on the power play. How about Espanola putting out their two top point getters in Logan Coates and Owen Smith on the power play, as they're certainly taking their time to get going here on the power play. Owen Head is in for the draw. It's Head, Barclay, and Lefebvre along with Bagley and Kratz. So a new look power play here for the Voodoos as the puck's going to roll in on Vale. And we'll get a stoppage here.
Well, with Smith and with Coates, they really lend themselves to how Espanola kills, utilizing speed, good hands, just knocking pucks away. Makes a heck of a lot of sense why they're on the ice for killing the penalties.
Lefebvre back in for the draw against Smith. It's won by the Paper Kings. And in the corner now, still battling for it. It's goaltender interference. That's the penalty against Espanola. Kratz to Bagley. Bagley rims that one around. It's going to be Head that gets to it first on the far side. Head in the corner. Back to Kratz for Head. Head near side for Bagley. He scores! Braden Bagley ties it. It's his 7th of the season. It's 2-2.
Well, if there's anything you need to do to beat Logan Vale, it's get him moving. We saw it in the first goal from the pass by Roussel to Bonsignor, and then there with the pass to Bagley, you have to find those passing lanes. You have to move the puck effectively, and a cross-zone pass, crisp as that, is perfect for Braden Bagley to snipe home the game-tying 33rd shot of the game.
That's okay. Logan Bailey has still made 31 saves to this point of the game. Voodoo's waiting for another man to hop on the ice. It's like they didn't want to play with 5-on-5 there for a second as Owen Head has to come back out. Boys in for the draw now against Coates. It's Boys who wins it forward, but Espanola gets the first meaningful possession. Carter Drigo, who has both goals for Espanola, dumps that one in. It's icing. The Voodoos have tied things up in the first 6 minutes of play, and Espanola is still without a shot this period.
And not too much of the game plan, frankly, had to change for Powassan. They needed to just keep up the pressure that they were asserting through the first period, find those passing lanes, get established a little bit better, and then capitalize on the chances they were given, and they do as such on the first power play in the period.
Barclay's shot, bit of a knuckle puck. That one just went wide. Barclay picks it back up into the slot to Boys. Now it's picked up by Guthrie. Guthrie dumps it down the ice, and Drigo in a foot race with Jasoni. Drigo will get there first. Jasoni ties up his man. Owen Head picking up an assist here on Nipissing First Nation night. Now another shot from distance. Matthew Lyon, you've got your first save in the books in the NOJHL. A nice kick save by the goaltender, who, when you look at him, takes up a lot of the net. Kratz with a shot from distance. He keeps it in. No, they call it offside. Kratz looking skyward. He thinks he kept it in. It looked like he did, but that's why we're up here and not on the blue line.
Well, the Voodoos had been doing a good job up to that point of holding the blue line, but eventually one's going to go against you as the draw goes down to the Powassan end.
Pereira, Saginaw Dawson. Remember, Dawson's on century watch points-wise in his NOJHL career. He's had a impressive 48-point season to this point. 21 of those are goals. Kratz out for Roussel. Roussel gets it up now for Pereira. Pereira with a shot. He picked his corner and Vale got a piece of it. Again, Voodoos inches away from getting another goal here in this period. Kratz looking like a first baseman, gloving that one down. Now it's back for Pereira. Pereira in the skates of Dawson. Leaves it there. Dawson back for Pereira. Pereira to Saginaw. Saginaw near side for Kratz. Kratz for Roussel. In tight now for Saginaw, looking out front for Dawson. Saginaw now with the puck. Plays it back for Kratz. Kratz, he gets a shot. And Logan Vale says, hey, you're going to glove things down. I'll glove things down too. Now it's Pereira once again getting in the thick of things. If I didn't know better, I'd say 12 is flipped around for 21, and that's Heath Bradley out there.
He certainly plays a big game, that's for sure. He's more than content to get in those dirty areas and play the physical game as well. Vale's been doing a very good job at trying to control the pace for all the time that the Voodoos have spent in their zone, especially with the long change, making it difficult for the Paper Kings to get off. He'll get those whistles, he'll create that time, he'll create that space for his team, a very intelligent goaltender.
The last game the Voodoos played, a 12-0 victory over French River a week ago tonight. They threw 63 pucks towards Matisse Bureau-Morel's net. That's over a shot a minute. Right now, the Voodoos are just behind that pace. As the puck's going to bounce down the ice, that's a good chance there. Gallant tried to throw that one on net. Actually, I should say they're just over that pace. My math is great. Makasoff tried to dump it in. Kupel gets to it. Kupel up the ice for Bradley. Bradley skates to the outside. He plays it out front for Kupel. He shoots. Big save made by Vale. Rebound chance. Kupel has it. Kupel along the corner. Benjamin Kupel plays it back. Now it's back to the blue line for Marnell. Marnell playing it back in deep, is picked up, rolls in on the net, and Vale, even though the puck was loose by Bradley, covered it up. Now there's some more rough stuff going on as Vale's down on the ice. Russo in there as well, or Kupel rather. And some more rough stuff with Heath Bradley.
Heath Bradley certainly is brawn, but he also plays a very intelligent game, as evidenced by that excellent pass that he made. It didn't quite generate a goal, but again, he uses his size to break into the zone, is well aware of his surroundings, and gets that excellent pass off to create a prime scoring opportunity. Fabe going in for the draw now against Spencer.
Now just Sony with a chance from distance. And Lefebvre comes in and gets a rebound in the corner. Lefebvre, far side for Gray. Gray feathers that one through. Vale making another save. As I'm going to wear out the home shot clock here. Back to the point again, Gray. Another chance, another save made by Vale. And some more rough stuff. Do you think these two teams don't like each other, Harrison?
I have a pretty good feeling that they're not exactly hanging out after work. But they do both play an intense style of hockey.
Well,
so heads are bound to clash.
You look at the ice. We're 8.5 minutes into this period. There's still clean ice in the Voodoo zone in some areas.
They've been keeping up the pressure extraordinarily well. As said, just the one shot on goal against Lyon in this period, and the Voodoos just keeping up this pressure.
Now the wonderful weather contributing to Espanola rolling in a little bit late tonight, as is the weather in Northern Ontario. Owen Head flips that one back. Roussel to Kratz. Plays it back. Head kicked it forward, but just out of his reach now. Now it's Boys on the near side. Kratz has it. Kratz with a shot. Vale saw that one all the way, and he's going to glove that down. As right now the Voodoos are on pace for pretty much 80 shots on the game.
I'd love to see the advanced stats if we could somehow get them. I don't think the NOJHL does, but Vale certainly has one of the most accurate gloves in the league. He's always using it to lead the way in stopping shots, controlling the pace of play. He's always in the right spot with it, even though he did have to swap it out earlier in the first period.
Now, I know in the league there is an AI model that goes around and judges the shots, so there might be a couple that are taken down, but I'm pretty convinced right now with Head walking in. Owen Head, he cuts around to the outside. Barclay with another chance. I'm pretty convinced at this point. That's pretty darn accurate with the way the Voodoos have been this game.
That's pretty accurate. I'm not usually the best judge of that historically, but with the amount of offense that the Voodoos have been generating, it certainly at least passes the eye test to me.
Now, of course, you're not going to be right on it from our angle. There might be a couple that you might judge that hit the goaltender that never did. But man, what a performance so far by Logan Vale. What a performance by the Voodoos, just throwing everything, including the kitchen sink, towards the net. Puck down the ice. Jackson Marnell chasing after it. He gets to it in his own zone. Now he's still battling with his man, though, as that's picked up by Espanola. Out front, Lyon makes the save. Has a good chance there by Espanola, is turned aside. Now Pereira, the good move. Pereira plays it out front. Dawson, or Bagley rather, had it roll away from him. Jax Pereira, my goodness, he never fails to impress as LaSalle and Bagley get into it. Bagley couldn't hold the line because of it, and the puck back down the ice. Jasoni has it, leaves it for Bagley. Puck up for Saginaw as Bagley gets put down by LaSalle. That's Jasoni the other way, throws it on net. That's just a little bit of what happened earlier as DiGiacomo now knocks hard into Pereira on the near side still. Bagley knocks down his man, knocks down a couple of his guys. Now it's Millar going in. Millar in, gets a chance away, turned aside, and now it's going to be a penalty against the Voodoos as Lyon came up with the save, but Jasoni's going to go.
Jasoni caught pinching too hard on the wall, leaving the Espanola attacker rushing in, and very similar situation we saw earlier as the Voodoos went on the rush. The Paper Kings will get their chance on a similar play on the man advantage. So the last game that the Paper Kings and the Voodoos played back on January 9th, a 3-2 overtime victory for the Voodoos. Throughout the entire game, including the 10 seconds of overtime, Logan Vale made 35 saves on 38 shot attempts. He has well surpassed that halfway through the game. As we see,
I don't know if somebody's taking a timeout or if we reached our mid-period break because we have a penalty, but there's 2 penalties on the boards right now for the Voodoos. We have Jasoni and Bagley in the box. And the way that Bagley was playing that shift, you kind of got the vibe that something might happen. There might be a call, as now we're getting a timeout for Espanola. Thank you very much, cameraman Mike Brown. Happy birthday, by the way. 9:36 left on the clock in the second period. So the Voodoos are going to have an extended 5-on-3 for a whole 2 minutes if they kill it off. Welcome to the league, Matthew Lyon.
Yeah, it's certainly being put to the test on a couple of high-danger chances. There haven't been many, but every shot that's faced him since he's entered the net has been important to get in front of and keep this a tie game. And he's going to be put to the test even more so here. Your best penalty killer has to be your goaltender. Let's see how good Lyon is on the kill.
We've seen Lyon in action for the Voodoos before in Kirkland Lake, or in New Liskeard, I should say, against Kirkland Lake in the preseason. Russo in for the draw. They're going to say Smith has to vacate the face-off dot for Coates to come in. Russo lost the draw. It's back, though, for the Paper Kings to box. Lots of room to work out there for the Paper Kings to box. Throws the puck towards the net, was looking for a tip, and now it's going to go all the way back down the ice. Minute 45 on the 5-on-3. Guthrie plays it for DeBox. DeBox with speed through the neutral zone, gets around Russo, and he's going to dump it in deep. Roussel tried to keep the momentum of the puck going. Coates is there, though. Good stick by Rousseau to knock that one aside. Guthrie and him pile up. There's 3 white jerseys in there to Roussel and Rousseau. Roussel had a chance to clear, couldn't. To box. Walking the line again. Rousseau saw that Lion with a save. And that puck is redirected wide. Now it's to box, holds it in. Voodoo's looking for an offside. And now Kratz knocking down his man as the puck is at the blue line. Kratz trying to will it forward. Smith kept it in. And it's Coates on the far side. He had his man wide open. Rousseau will find that one as that was Drigo who was wide open. And Rousseau's going to dump the puck down, and the Voodoos will go for a quick change. 50 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Rousseau still out there. New deep pairing of Gray and Marnell. As Rousseau trying to get a piece of it from Coates. Now it's Guthrie. Back to Coates. To Makasoff. Makasoff to Coates. Back to Makasoff. Makasoff with a shot. Rousseau with a save on that one as he blocked it. Now another chance, another shot, another save made by Lyon as he made the blocker save on it. Smith throwing that one towards the net. Puck behind the net. Lyon. A couple of anxious moments there. Back to Guthrie. In for Drigo. 12 seconds. 10 now on the 5-on-3. Makasoff goes far side. Good chance. Big save made by Matthew Lyon. As he's made a couple of good ones. Now Rousseau battling to get it down the ice. He does. Justin Rousseau killed off the 5-on-3 the whole time, the whole 2 minutes. You want leadership? There it is from your captain of the Powassan Voodoos, Coates, going back in the other way. He takes another shot. That one's high above the net. Now it's Farver playing it in deep. Mrazek in there as well. Someone get some oxygen on the bench for Justin Rousseau. Playing it now to Roussel. Roussel up for Dawson. Dawson almost blindsided there, but Headnell walks in. Plays it to the middle of the ice as Head's knocked down. Espanola trying to go the other way. Gallant got a piece of it, so Roussel, there's no icing. Playing it back out front. Dawson got to it and leaves it for Saginaw. Saginaw up for Pereira now. Pereira, or Head rather, leaves it for Saginaw. Saginaw had the puck roll away from him. Back to Kratz. Kratz to Roussel, now near side for Saginaw. He couldn't get a shot away though, as the puck was on the wrong side. 6:40 left. Things have ratcheted it up here a notch or two. Kratz behind his net as he's trying to calm things down. Plays the puck down the ice. It doesn't get past the blue line for Espanola, and now it does as Saginaw has it. Saginaw with a shot, and that one's over the net. Now Dawson plays it in. Lefebvre plays it out front. Saginaw was on the doorstep. That one's turned aside by Vale. Rebound chance. That one goes by the net. Now Gray throwing it towards the net. Good chance there. Turned aside. Saginaw was able to try and get the puck loose. Now it's picked up by Spencer, and down the ice it goes. Jasoni battling with Lux. Picked up. Good stick there by Lefebvre. Lefebvre down the ice. He skates it in. Lefebvre, nifty little move. Plays it back for Saginaw. Saginaw with a shot. Good stick by DeBox. As the two former teammates collide behind the net, now Saginaw, or Lefebvre rather, takes another shot. That one's turned aside by Vale's blocker. Vaughn Sr. threw that one towards the net. Nothing was there as Zimmer picks it up. Zimmer to Lefebvre. Lefebvre behind the net. Lefebvre has it, plays it, was looking to go to Jasoni. Now Bagley with it. Bagley in deep, another chance. And that one's turned aside. Bagley with another shot. That one hit the body of Spencer and redirected at the last second. Now it's Barclay. Barclay, sharp angle chance. Vale with another shot, or another save rather. Now it's Barclay in the corner again. Leaves it for Bond Sr. Bond Sr. sauces it cross ice for Marnell. Marnell with a shot. Vale makes another save. Lefebvre tried to play it back to the blue line. He does. Marnell just dumps it right back in. Now it's Barclay with it. Barclay, sharp angle chance again. That one hits a body and goes wide. Now Bagley plays it in for Bond Sr. Bond Sr. is just going to dump that one behind the net, and Vale will jump on that one. And with 4:48 left, we should be reaching our mid-period break.
But what a penalty kill from the captain, Justin Rousseau. Blocking shot after shot. Just an absolutely fantastic effort by him for the whole 2 minutes. And good job by the two defensive pairings that got thrown out. Two different philosophies, the same result. You have Dylan Roussel and Marcus Kratz out on the penalty kill, guys that can close space, that can take advantage of those loose pucks on the extra space of 5-on-3. And then the opposite of that, when you have Bruce Gray and Jack Marnell out there, guys who can get in front of the pucks, play that heavy game, and it works out perfectly for the Voodoos. And what a shot in the arm as they counterattack with gusto, getting multiple shots. It feels like any time now, something's got to break for the Voodoos.
Again, you touched on Justin Russo, and he might not be the flashiest player. I mean, he still put up 100 points in the NOJHL. That's 100 more points than I'll ever get. He might not be the flashiest player. He might not always appear on the score sheet, although with 42 points in 39 games, there's a good chance he probably will. But his plays like that don't show up on the score sheet, that are invaluable to teams. Those players, coaches dream of players like that.
We've seen it his entire tenure here with the Voodoos. He's willing to do whatever it takes to help his team get ahead, whether it's on the penalty kill, whether it's putting up points. He's the complete package.
Off the draw, Kratz got a shot away, but it was blocked. Now it's Kupel and Russo battling. Kupel has it behind the net. Benjamin Kupel tries to get a shot away. It's blocked, though, in front of the net. Now Bradley trying to feather one forward. Couldn't quite. Russo back to the point for Roussel. Roussel to Russo. Russo takes a shot. Vale makes another stop. Rebound chances there. Now another one hits a body and goes wide. And a bad pinch there perhaps by Kratz. Into Giacomo now going the other way. Roussel gets to it though. And he's still stick handling with the puck, but he lost it. Now it's picked up by Kratz. Kratz up the ice for Kupel. The puck just got away from him. Now it's Farver. To Giacomo now with the puck. That one just got by Russo. Now Kratz gets to it. Kratz walks in, gets a shot away. That one's off the shin pad of DiGiacomo. Now another one goes wide of the net. Pereira battling with his man, Millar. Callum Millar on the near side has played cross ice for Saginaw. Saginaw with a shot. Vale makes another save and he loses a stick in the process. Bradley plays it out front. Gray with it. Gray back for Saginaw. Saginaw back to Gray. Gray fires. Another block by the Paper Kings. Still, Pereira at the point, gets around Millar. Pereira stops up. He gets a far side for Saginaw, or Gray rather. Gray puts that one towards the net. Pereira picks up the loose puck. Pereira goes back to the blue line. Plays it over for Gray. Gray out front, they score! Heath Bradley on the doorstep. It's his 9th of the season. It's 3-2 for Powassan.
And the Voodoos just grind and grind and grind away at the Espanola Paper Kings. 46 shots up to this point, and it's exhausting to defend that long with that much energy if you're the Paper Kings. And eventually, the dam was bound to break, and it's Heath Bradley on the doorstep, creating the crack to give the Voodoos the 3-2 lead. Well-deserved Heath Bradley.
You talked about it, that something was bound to break, Harrison, like you just said. And it's Heath Bradley always knocking on the doorstep. Don't look now, Heath Bradley's up to 25 points in 31 games played. Not bad for a guy who was almost exclusively a fourth liner last year. Anthony Boyes plays it back for Bagley with a shot. That one hit a body and went wide. 2:30 on the clock here. 3-2 Powassan leads. Vale out to play it. Barclay seals the wall, but the puck gets by. Now Bagley, misfortune there as he played the puck and his stick just completely broke. He had to kick the puck away. Good, quick thinking there, as that was a bit of a wild play. Now the Paper Kings again with the puck in their zone. Drigo up for Coates. Kratz tried to go for the hip check, as we've seen so many times this year. Another chance as Coates hit iron on that one and went flying into the corner.
I don't think I've seen a stick quite dissolve like that. It was such a nothing sort of touch of the puck, and it completely fell apart.
That's the weakest, like, yeah. I don't really know
into it. The stick was like, I'm tired. I'm done with this. Well, with 2 minutes left in the period, it didn't have to wait long.
No. It's been quite the period for sure, so I understand the fatigue. But yeah, that's a strange way for a stick to break. It just like melted, like you said, dissolved. Now Justin Russo down the ice. He's going to flip that one forward, chasing after it. In the corner he goes. Picked up by Dawson. Dawson. As we're seeing a bit of a line change here. Now Kratz for Roussel rather. Now a sharp angle chance by Russo's blocked. LaSalle with the puck. He gains the red line, dumps it in. Lyon out to play it. Lyon left it there for Kratz. Puck comes out front. Good chance. Strigo put that one well over the net. Puck nearly bounced back out. And now it's picked up by the Voodoos, and down the ice it goes. Kratz is able to get that one down. Now still playing with it. Roussel tried to get it through. It's in the neutral zone. Smith with it. Zimmer out there now. Sharp angle chance knocked aside by Lyon. Puck back down the ice, chasing after it. Picking that one up is Espanola in their own zone. Chance down the ice for Lux. Lux knocked hard into the boards by Kratz. Now it's picked up by Lefebvre. Chips the puck down the ice for Zimmer to chase after. Picked up by Jasoni. Jasoni through the neutral zone. Had to stop up as Lefebvre would have been offside, and Zimmer. Under 30 seconds left here in this second period. 3-2 Voodoos lead. 20 seconds now. Down the ice, Gray. That was well offside by Lux. And now we'll get a stoppage here with 18.1 seconds on the clock.
Pressure sort of evening out between both teams. A bit more shutdown at the blue lines in the neutral zone. The Voodoos looking for a little bit more to exit this one. And the Paper Kings, frankly, probably pretty happy to escape that period only down a goal. Should the remaining seconds tick down and stay true.
Pereira on the draw. It's picked up by the Paper Kings, though, as Kane Savage carries the puck in. He's taken hard into the boards by Pereira. 9 seconds on the clock. And the Voodoos finally get it out. Jasoni gets it down the ice for Saginaw. Saginaw was offside. No, they say he was onside. And now the puck, or the whistle will go, and the buzzer will go to signal the end of the second period. And what a second period it was. First star of the second period going to Justin Russo, I would say.
Absolutely.
If we're handing out 3 stars of just the period. What an eventful period. Harrison, your final thoughts?
I mean, that's as good of a second period as you're going to see a hockey team in this league play. That was a complete effort from the Powassan Voodoos, from the, as you said, the 5-on-3 penalty kill to just the offensive, relentless rolling of lines that the Voodoos did, stopping the Paper Kings from getting a shot until about halfway through that period, supporting their goaltender who had to come in under pressure in a very important game for his first little bit of action, and then immediately thrown into that 5-on-3, talk about into the fire. So just an impressive period from the Voodoos. But you also got to tip your cap to Espanola. They've defended extremely well. They were under siege for a full 20 minutes, it felt like, and keeping it to just a 1-goal game is beyond impressive, frankly.
Final shot on goal tally after 40 minutes of play. 46 for the Voodoos, 15 for Espanola. They got a few there on the back half, starting with that 5-on-3. Again, just an impressive class of offense and an impressive class of defense. And this game, certainly more interesting than a big game that happened last Sunday in the NFL. But anyways, that's besides the point. Go Bills. I'm Courtney Kenny. He's Harrison Clements. We'll be back with more on the other side of this intermission.
Welcome back to the Powassan Sportsplex. I'm Harrison, he's Courtney, and our cameraman Mike Brown. We got a 3-2 game after 20 minutes of play here at the Sportsplex after a late goal by Heath Bradley after an absolute shelling by the Voodoos in that second period. 22 shots on goal in the second period, 24 shots on goal in the first, for a total of 46. The Voodoos finally convert on the power play to tie things up, but we'll quickly look around the league as Hearst is leading Iroquois Falls 8-2. The Thunderbirds are up 3-0 over the Eagles, and the Timmins Rock just took a 3-2 lead over the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners, who have lost 55 in a row to the Timmins Rock up to this point, hoping to break that streak tonight, and it's as close as ever.
That is unbelievable. 55, or as Goody would say on Shorzy, Timmins' streak against Kirkland Lake's unbelievable.
Well, we've seen some unbelievable play here tonight at the Sportsplex. A Herculean effort by Captain Gusum Russo on a 5-on-3 penalty kill, and Lyon being brought in for his first bit of action. Matthew Lyon for the Voodoos in that second period, and stood tall during that same penalty kill. And the Paper Kings have played excellently defensively. You don't get to a 1-goal game with that many shots on goal if you haven't been protecting your netminder well. So a tight game so far, and I'm sure plenty more action here as we're about to get ready for puck drop.
The Paper Kings in their road/home whites are going left to right in this third period. The Voodoos in their alternate blacks are going right to left. And the puck down the ice, Russo has it. Chasing after it, Guthrie got it back to DeBox. Now it's back up for Guthrie. Back down for Roussel as he plays it from Lyon. Now it's on the far side, kept in. That puck goes wide of the net. Espanola, Coates has it in the Voodoo zone. Playing it back, and down the ice it goes. Chasing after is Makasoff, but it's Vale who will have to play it first for DeBox. Now down the ice, Drigo couldn't get it out of the zone as Lefebvre will chip it back in. Makasoff picks it up. I think the wildest part about it is even with all those shots on goal and the differential, Harrison, Espanola still a shot away from tying this game. Minute in, 3-2 lead for the Voodoos. Bond Sr. has the puck. Bond Sr. plays it up for Jasoni. Jasoni from the stick of Zimmer. Jasoni. It's going to be offside. Zimmer has to tag up as Jasoni made a cut at the blue line, and Zimmer was a hair in front of that. Thrown back in by the Voodoos. Vale out to play it. Plays it around on the far side. Lefebvre keeps it in briefly. Owen Smith now through the neutral zone. Try to get it through. Now it's picked back up by Farver. Farver cuts to the outside. He flips it towards the net. Lyon's going to get a glove on that. And the first shot on goal this period goes to Espanola on a sharp angle backhand.
Voodoos can't quite connect on the zone entries, and Espanola is doing a good job of playing steady, getting through the neutral zone, getting that shot on the line and trying to tie things up here.
Pereira being asked to leave the face-off circle. As coming in with Saginaw. Now the face-off's won by Espanola. Puck is up and off the roof and comes out right in front of a fan who now has a souvenir.
Rarely happens in this rink due to the massive net that guards the audience from flying pucks as such. But
well, the game that we did in New Liskeard, we were kind of exposed, and you didn't like that. So I think the netting's, as much as it doesn't happen very often, I'm here for the netting.
Oh, I am much appreciative of it, especially not being over the ice, exposed to flying pucks and the benches flailing sticks.
You know what? From a broadcast perspective, I loved it.
It was very cool being on the play.
Being exposed, not so much.
No.
Ryan Saginaw dumps the puck in. Still a fun rink to call the game from, though, in New Liskeard.
I may wear a cage next time, though.
Marnell for Bagley on the far side. Bagley with a shot from distance. And Vale sliding across makes that save at the top of his crease.
Quick shot. Vale continuing his trend of tracking the puck from distance near perfectly. He's only really been beaten moving laterally. or just on the doorstep from distance. He's pinpoint accurate with the glove, stopping rebounds, continuing his impressive play.
Boys coming in for the draw for his mates. DiGiacomo in for his. Off the draw. Head knocks his man into the boards. Boys gets to it. Boys with the loose puck. Back for Roussel. Back for Boys at the half wall. Boys plays it to the front of the net. It's blocked by the Paper Kings. And Boys twisting and turning again. Plays it out front. No one was there. It's going to be picked up. No, by Powassan, but now it's finally kept out by Espanola, as for a moment it looked like Espanola was ready to break out. Now playing it out front. Head tried to get to it. Puck is bouncing. Tried to knock it towards the net. And it's in the corner instead for Espanola now, picking it up. That's Farver. He got it down the ice. Flipping that one in is Millar. Chasing after it is Kratz. Roussel knocked off the puck. Head plays it out front. Now Russo has to chase after it as DeBox will dump it in. DeBox no stranger to this arena, as he played just about a year and a half with Powassan. He was an affiliate player a year prior too. Now DeBox sends it in after he was acquired by Espanola for Bruce Gray at the trade deadline, and now an offside call against Powassan.
16:56 remaining in the period, and this one seems to be flying faster than the rest of them, as both teams are trying to establish some sort of offense off the rush, but strict defensive play has been king so far.
Gray dumps the puck in. Flipping it down the ice, Kupel. Not a high stick, they say. As now we'll see a whistle here. Again, this is a very slower pace, though. It's more choppy, I would say, than previous periods.
Well, each mistake is going to be more costly than the next, as sitting just a goal apart, one could mean the difference between an unreachable lead. The next could be a tied game.
Kupel getting into it over by the Paper Kings bench. We've seen that a couple of times off the draw.
Well, you talk about choppy.
Yep. Matthew Spencer in there. Bradley coming in for the draw. Russo to the outside. Russo gets it back for Jasoni to Gray. Back for Jasoni now in the neutral zone. Jasoni going for a skate. Kupel tied up. Shot from distance by Jasoni. Bradley was on the rebound, but the puck bounced away from him. Now Kupel lined up the shot, but both him and Jasoni were on that puck at the same time. Now their chance kicked aside by the goaltender Vale and out of play.
Throughout the night, we've seen Vale do an excellent job at smothering those rebounds, those shots from distance, and an uncharacteristic big rebound gives the Voodoos a grade A opportunity, but a little bit of miscommunication between player and stick keeps this a one-goal game.
Lefebvre for the draw for the Voodoos against Coates, and the Paper Kings come out. It's Guthrie, got it to Drigo. His pass though mishandled, and Bagley will send it down the ice. Bond Sr. tried to feather it forward, but it was picked off. Now Drigo, if he plays the puck, it'll be offside. So Bagley has it in his own zone. Bagley down the ice, looking for Lefebvre. Lefebvre had a step. Now Lefebvre in the corner for Bond Sr. Big save made there by Logan Vale. One of many in this game. Zimmer gets the puck back to the blue line. Bagley's shot is blocked. Makasov plays it around behind him. Drigo picks it up, gets it up for Guthrie. Guthrie gets a hit thrown by Bagley. Another chance, they score! Carter Drigo completes the hat trick, his 23rd of the season, and we have a tied game 3-3.
And Espanola, they've been opportunistic all night, and Carter Drigo has had the hot hand as he gets the hattie. Voodoos caught with 3 down low, and Espanola, the second that they see an opportunity to go on the rush, they take it, and when you have numbers 4-2, you bite on that.
Voodoos starting out slowly here in this period. Now they have to kick things back up into the high gear that they were the first 2 periods. Saginaw up for Dawson. His pass to Farver. Farver takes a shot and a save made by Lyon. 18th shot on goal. They have 3 goals against, 2 against Champaign, who started this game before getting injured, and then Lyon came in the second period.
As we noted at the top of the game, every game except for the season opener between these two has been a 1-goal finish.
Roussel up the ice for Dawson. Dawson had a step. He also had Pereira in, who would have been in alone, but he had the puck hop away from him. Now Dawson back to the high slot. Saginaw tried to get a shot away, and that one was blocked. I would love to see the shot attempts for Powassan in this game as Roussel picks it back up. Roussel back for Dawson. Dawson with a pass out front was blocked again by Espanola. Now Smith going the other way. Owen Smith stops up, plays it out front. Good chance. Gallant throws that one just wide. Rebound chance came by. And now it's back out into the neutral zone. Roussel picks it up in his own zone. Plays it down the ice. He got a piece of it, was Anthony Boyes, so no icing as Shaw has it in his own zone. Boyes. Voodoos can't set up shop here like they have in the first 2 periods. And now maybe they'll get a chance here with an offensive zone draw off the icing.
And the chippiness and the choppiness continues. The Voodoos not quite breaking in as cleanly as they'd like. A couple good opportunities. Dawson on that rush, just being attacked by the defender and can't quite find that pass.
Off the draw, Gray dumps it in around. Shaw gets to it. It's picked up, though, by Wyatt Faris. Now Vale has the puck behind his net, left it. And it's played up for Guthrie. Guthrie gets it out. Played down the ice by Espanola. Coates in a foot race with Gray. Gray plays it behind to Jasoni. Jasoni's pass missed his man, and he'll have to recollect it in the corner in his own zone. Coates there, got a stick on it. Gray disrupted by Coates as well. Now Jasoni plays it down. Lux got a piece of it, and now the puck comes out into the Voodoos bench. So we'll get a stoppage here, 13:42 on the clock.
And again, the Voodoos just having a difficult time stringing anything together. The Paper Kings riding the momentum of that game-tying goal.
Off the draw, DeBox has it. DeBox walks in, Lyon makes the save. Still battling on the half wall here. Russo tried to come with it. Millar picks it up. Millar takes the shot. That one hit the end wall as that one missed and bounced off the glass. Now Marnell up for Bradley. Bradley can't get it by DeBox. Now he does. Russo chasing after it as a 2-on-1. Russo walking in. Russo over Kupel. He scores! Benjamin Kupel, his 17th of the season. It's 4-3 for Powassan.
And that's exactly what you have to do to beat Logan Vale. That is the 3rd of 4 goals tonight that have occurred because they got him moving laterally. Because you get so close, you force the commitment on the shooter. Russo holds it perfectly, gets that pass over, and gives his team a chance at closing this one out with the go-ahead goal. What a shot. And what a pass.
Justin Russo, slick assist after a big penalty kill in the second period. Drigo out front, bouncing puck. Lyon, it's behind the net as anxious moments at the Voodoos net. Still picked up by Espanola in the Voodoos zone. Kratz flips it up, tries to get to Dawson. Now Dawson has some space. Dawson walks in, takes the shot. Vale makes the save as Dawson denied. Point number 100 again on a good chance there, as breathe a sigh of relief on one end for the Voodoos and then a good chance on the other end.
It's been quite the swing of momentum here in the third period. The first period was Voodoos, the second period was most definitely Powassan, but it's been a much more even tilt, swinging of chances. The game's opening up a lot more as both teams vying to close this one out. Shots 51-20 now in favor of the home team.
Off the draw, Picked up by DeBox. DeBox, a little bit of a scary play there in front of his goalie, but he still got it off. Now it's Kratz with it. Kratz up for Pereira. Pereira was speedy, has Guthrie. Near side for Dawson, shot on goal. Vale, big save on that one as Caleb Dawson looking for another one. Guthrie on the near side. He plays it out. Good kick by Saginaw. Dawson takes another shot, and that one also kicked aside by Vale. DeBox down the ice. Kratz picks it up with a loose glove. Plays it over onto the far side for Roussel. Roussel up for Dawson. Back on the attack. Dawson taking hard into the boards. He's battling with DeBox as they're still tied up. Guthrie in there as well. And now the puck comes loose again. Jasoni picks it up in his own zone. Jasoni for Gray. Gray gains the red line, takes a hit, and dumps it in. Now the puck out front. Bradley nearly took one away in the slot, but it was stolen back by Espanola. Vale leaves the puck behind his net to Makasoff. Makasoff from behind his own net carries the puck up, sends it down the ice for Gallant. Now it's Russo. Russo picks it up, gets it to the goal scorer, Kupel. Kupel out for Bradley. His pass hit a body. Now Russo picks it back up. Jasoni takes the shot. Puck knocked away from the net as Vale was down awkwardly on that one, sliding to the side, but the puck goes behind the net and out of play.
Lots of chaos occurring in front of the Paper Kings net. One of the few times a shot from distance has sort of fooled Vale because he couldn't quite see what was going on with all the traffic in front. But the lucky deflection for him keeps this a one-goal game. 11:24 remaining.
Off the draw, Barclay threw that one wide. We've seen him score a couple like that earlier this year. Barclay now behind the net. Pavel Barclay back to the point for Marnell. Marnell can't hold it though. As the puck comes loose now, he's going to take a penalty as the puck or stick knocked away from him. Gallant throws it out front. Knocked aside and back out into the neutral zone. Off goes Marnell. He'll have to come back for the penalty though. As now Gallant walking back in. Gallant throws that one towards the front of the net. Couldn't find a man now to box with it. Extra attacker on for Espanola. Smith for DeBox. DeBox at the point. DeBox takes the shot. That one hit a body. And now Roussel will touch it. So that'll give us the penalty here on interference for Jackson Marnell. He's going to contend his stick was knocked out of his hands, but hard to argue that one as well.
Marnell doesn't quite keep control of the puck at the blue line, and in what seemed like a brief moment of desperation just kind of gets the arm of the attacker, and that's right in front of the ref, and they're going to call that 10 times out of 10.
10:41 on the clock here. Espanola with a chance on the power play. Off the draw, Coates wins it back to DeBox. DeBox throws that one cross ice. And now a chance thrown cross ice again, picked up by DeBox back at the near side point. However, Russo got a piece of it, tried to dump it out. DeBox kept it back in. Drigo played it back behind the net. Now it's picked up by Roussel. Roussel down the ice it goes as he'll kill off some time here. 1:30. And Justin Russo's probably looking around on this penalty kill saying, wow, there's people on my side.
I have help.
After killing off the 5-on-3 for an entire 2 minutes in the second period. Owen Smith back for Kratz. Kratz couldn't clear it out. Dawson got to the loose puck. Now Kratz has it. Kratz has some room. Kratz will just do the safe bet there instead of trying to turn on the Jets and dump the puck back down. 1:05 on the power play. From his own zone to box. Up the ice, got it to Coates. Down the ice it goes. And now it's picked up by Bagley rather. Sends it back around on the far side. Makasoff had a freight train of Jax Pereira coming down. Nearly stole the puck from him. Now Guthrie has it in his own zone. Guthrie up the ice, got it to Millar. Millar cuts to the middle. Millar takes a shot. That one's off a body and goes wide. Now Coates again. 35 seconds. Takes the shot. That one's saved by Lyon. And the puck back to the blue line. Dumped back in. Lux played it around on the far side. Now it's Coates with another shot. Save made by Lyon. As the puck comes back to the point. Coates. Pereira all over him. Plays it around. Gallant gets to it on the far side. Good read there by Owen Head. As the puck comes out, he had Pereira, but he just tried to chip it out and sent it into the bench instead with 15 seconds left on the man advantage.
and a heads-up play as Paper King attacker clearly called for the puck. A good read, and just 15 more seconds left to kill. 8:57 remaining in this game, and shots 53-23. So the Voodoos doing a good job of it so far.
Dawson out there as the centerman with Kupel. 10 seconds, Smith has it, walks out front, can't quite get the loose puck as it's knocked away from him. Lysell now in the corner, plays it back to Shaw. Shaw for Smith, Smith feeds it out front, Lyon played got the puck up top point of his crease, and he makes the save. 24 shots now on net for Espanola.
And a nice quick passing play from the Paper Kings. They found a lot of success just getting bodies to the slot, getting bodies on the doorstep, and another opportunity almost works out for them. But that's enough to kill off the penalty and take us to a true mid-period break. We'll be back right after this. Briefly looking around the league at the end of our mid-period break, it's a 4-3 scoreline here in favor of the Voodoos. Still 3-0 for the Sioux Thunderbirds over the Sioux Eagles. 9-2 with 8:50 remaining in the third for the Hearst Lumberjacks over the Iroquois Falls Storm. And with just over 2 minutes remaining, we have a 4-4 game between the Timmins Rock and the Kirkland Lake Gold Miners. So we'll be keeping our eyes on that one as we come back from our break here. 8:41 left in this one. Shots 53-24 for Powassan. And a lot more intense hockey left to play. A big penalty kill from the Voodoos, looking to ride that momentum forward.
Off the draw, Russo and Smith. It comes out. It's Espanola who had a chance, but they put the puck through the slot. No one was there. Now Bradley plays it to Kratz on the far side. Kratz was looking up for Russo. Russo was a step behind. Now we're going to get an icing call against Powassan. And just taking you to that Timmins Kirkland Lake game again. Again, 55 straight games that the Timmins Rock have won against Kirkland Lake. And Kirkland Lake, for standing-wise, needs every point they can get as they are in the unenviable position of not having games in hand and trailing on both Blind River and Iroquois Falls. Off the draw. Good chance there, turned aside by Lyon as it hit the end wall, actually. Now Kratz has it. Kratz got it down the ice, and chasing after it is Kupel. His goal stands as the game-winning goal to this point. Speaking of Iroquois Falls, that's where he came from earlier this year. He's no stranger to wearing black and yellow jerseys. As the puck backed into Espanola territory. Smith had to play it, but they're going to call it on a hand pass. 7:58 left in this third period.
So the Gold Miners sitting at 29 points at 43 games, not counting what's being played tonight. Iroquois Falls at 31 with 42 played. Blind River at 32 with 43 played. So should the scoreline hold another 30 seconds, Kirkland Lake will pull to at least 30 points.
Again, massive points, especially the Iroquois Falls getting big points against Timmins on Sunday. Puck dumped into Espanola territory. Guthrie with it. Going for a skate, plays it to the near side. He gets it to Ferries on the far side. Zimmer chasing after it. Puck is loose in the Voodoo zone. Jasoni had to get around Drigo. Coates on the near side. Coates knocked off the puck. It's played up. Bond Senior gets it out. And Guthrie sends it right back in. Gray has the puck now in his own zone. Gray behind the net to Jasoni. Jasoni sends it right back around to the near side. Bond Senior got it past him, though. And now the puck's sent right back into the Voodoo zone. Lyon plays it to Jasoni. Jasoni up for Bond Senior. Bond Senior with space, flips it forward. Past Lefebvre. Picked up by Makassov. Makassov for Coates. It's out of his reach. Bagley will pick it up. Bagley tried to throw it cross ice. It was into the chest of Coates. Now it's picked up in the slot by the Paper Kings, but picked off by Jasoni. Now Makasoff with it. Makasoff walks back in. Tries to throw the puck to the middle of the ice. Now it's picked up by Espanola, and another stick goes flying out of a Voodoos player hand. That's Bagley. Dawson knocked hard into the boards. Pereira chasing after it. It's picked up by Marnell. Marnell back into his own zone for Roussel. Roussel got it up for Pereira. Pereira dumps it back in, and he'll go off for a change. Just picked up by DeBox. DeBox up for Mrazek. Mrazek sends it around on the end wall. Saginaw chasing after it. Chance from distance, and Lyon had to read that one well as he makes a save.
And Mrazek finding himself in front of the netminder, just trying to get the stick on that, and a tricky one at that. Lyon extending and keeping his team in it. 6:14 left, so a very dangerous opportunity as Espanola seems to be pressing more and more as this game winds down, and the Voodoos in a bit more of a defensive stance.
Oh, we've talked about that before. I know, and especially in like a game like when Sudbury's here. Pedal to the metal, but that's why you and I are up here.
Exactly.
We're not coaching geniuses, so Voodoos trying everything to keep the puck out of their net. Espanola has a chance to outshoot the Voodoos in this period. I think they probably have already. Although the Voodoos stand at 53-25. Kratz. Far side for Roussel now. Roussel through the neutral zone with speed. Dylan Roussel walks in. Dylan Roussel takes a shot. That one goes high and wide of the net. Now Barclay plays around to the near side. And coming in after it is Boys. Puck is still loose on the half wall. Barclay coming in for support. Puck stuck up against the boards. The most exciting play in hockey. And now comes loose. And kept in briefly by the Voodoos. Now it's out. Picked up by Boys. Boys plays it calmly back to Kratz. Kratz. Up for Barclay. Barclay chopped at it. Puck is still loose in the neutral zone. And Barclay will dump it down. No icing call coming as Vale leaves it for Shaw. For DeBox on the far side. DeBox. Down the ice it goes. Russo picks it up. Russo and Jasoni having some words. Now the puck is dumped all the way down the ice. Actually, that was Millar and Jasoni, I should say. And now we'll get an icing call against the Voodoos.
5:16 left in this one, and the chippiness not slowing down at all. And another big face-off.
Russo in for the draw against Logan Coates, or Joseph Coates, sorry. I've been saying that name wrong all night. My bad. Just so used to Coates with the goaltender of the U18 Trappers, who's been impressive all season long for the U18 Trappers, actually. Jasoni in his own zone. Got it to Kupel. Kupel going for a skate. As now we have a chance here going the other way. Walking in, Coates with a chance. Save made by Lyon. Perhaps his biggest of the game so far. Joseph Coates with a good chance on that one. Now Bradley walking in. Bradley cuts to the net. Bradley with a chance. That one stopped by Vale. Harrison, you got something exciting to tell us?
I do. The Kirkland Lake Gold Miners have felled the Timmins Rock 5-4 in overtime.
Wow. What is going on in Timmins since that 21-game winning streak? Congratulations, Kirkland Lake. That's a big win for them.
Every team vying for that 8th position is pulling out all the stops as of late.
And picking up important points against Timmins, apparently. As icing is waved off in this one, as we still have a game here for another 3.5 minutes. 4-3 Powassan leads. We'll have to keep an eye on Vale to see if he's pulled. Kept in by Lefebvre. Lefebvre, he takes a backhand chance. Vale makes another save. Lefebvre hasn't really found his way onto the score sheet, I don't think, in this game, but he has been impressive. He's been all over the ice. Dylan Roussel for Bond Sr. Got it to Shaw. Shaw Takes a shot from distance. Coates on the far side. He's knocked off the puck. Good play by Lefebvre again with the stick to get it down to block the pass. Bagley tries to get around his man. Now it's up for Zimmer. Zimmer is going to bounce that one down the ice, and that should go for icing against Powassan again. And now the Voodoos will have to send their troops back out on the ice. 3:02 on the clock. 4-3 Voodoos lead.
Both teams kind of trading chances still as the time winds down. Voodoos with a couple in Espanola, and Espanola just trying to get established, and Vale pretty high at the top of his crease. Signaling to the bench, just waiting for the call. So we'll keep an eye on that as he retreats. But you gotta imagine it's coming here soon. Most likely dependent on the face-off win.
He keeps trying to hail towards the bench, and they're just not looking his way yet. He keeps putting his glove up, then his stick. He's like, hey, what's the plan here? As the referees are talking right now. And now they're going to go talk to the Voodoos bench. This is one thing that I'll say that I know obviously we're in the junior A level, and coaching or refereeing has become more of they announce what's going on at the NHL level and the Olympic level. But man, this is one thing I think the NFL does so well with their referees, talking to the crowd, letting them know what's going on. Because right now, all I can tell you is the referee's talking to the two coaches.
There is a discussion.
And there's a discussion before we do that hockey.
A discussion, leading to the discussion before the discussion. That will happen during the discussion at the face-off once the face-off doesn't drop, so that we can get a discussion. And that's what we talk about hockey. As we're getting back to the aforementioned face-off.
Off the draw. Save made by Lyon. Vale still looking towards the bench saying, hey, what's the game plan here? 2:58 left. Shots on goal 55 in favor of Powassan. 27 in favor of the Paper Kings.
After what was a little bit of a shaky feeling out process for Lyon, he really seemed to found some comfort in his net.
Off the draw. Kratz has it. Trying to play it to the line. He does. It's down the ice. A diving Kratz, and Dawson couldn't get the puck much further down the ice. And now deep in his own zone is Roussel. Roussel for Kratz on the near side. Kratz plays it around on the far side for Saginaw. Saginaw back for Shaw. Shaw takes a shot. That one was tipped and went over the net. Playing on the near side, Makasoff. In for Coates. Still battling on the far side, now in the corner. Coates. Twisting and turning. Pereira's right there. Puck played back. Now Saginaw on a foot race. So is Vale. Vale plays it out front. Dawson! There it is! .100! Caleb Dawson on the assist from Logan Vale. Caleb Dawson. It's his 22nd of the season. And it's a 5-3 game.
I'm sure if we asked him after the game, so how do you envision that one happening? I highly doubt it would be in such a fashion. But a misplay at the blue line and a gift, the only one from Logan Vale tonight, helps get Dawson to the century mark. He's had a fantastic season, his best in the NOJHL, and a well-deserving marker for the Voodoos number 10.
What a gift and what a goal. It won't count as an empty netter either, which is what we thought might have been coming, even though the net was vacated. 100 career points for him and Justin Russo, and this is where you can kind of, as somebody who calls these games, put on the nostalgia hat kind of thing and be like, man, I remember when these guys started in this league. And to see them both get to 100 points, nothing short of remarkable for the two players. They dominated with the U18 Trappers, as we're going to get an icing here against the Paper Kings with a minute 32. They dominated with the Trappers. And now to come up to this level and really take off in years 2 and 3 of their careers, the last couple of years, I should say. Man, it's going to bring a tear to my eyes.
And well worth it, too. It's it's been that continued effort, that continued development, sticking with such a dedicated coaching staff, and just the effort of the team has really supported these veteran players at this point.
Off the draw, LaSalle tried to fly the zone real quick. And now Vale off to the bench as a save made by Lyon. And the puck down the ice, head chasing after it. It caught an edge. And that will go for offside against the Voodoos. As Lefebvre was right there, but so was the linesman to make the call. Logan Vale put him in speed skating. We're talking about the Olympics. That was the fastest I've seen a goalie ever go off.
Hardly noticed, it was so quick. As
he's not coming back on either. They're going to stick with the 6.
Which is unusual to see with a draw at the blue line.
Russo for the draw against Coates. He wins it back, and it'll be Marnell who has to chase after it. Marnell tried to chip it out. He does. Bradley has it. Got it for Russo. Russo along the wall. We're into the final minute now here of the third period. Voodoos lead 5-3. Coates trying to walk in. He has a Voodoo all over him. Now it's picked up by Millar, who gets it in. Millar back for DeBox. DeBox throws it towards the net. That one hit a body and went and died right in the slot. Now it's out. DeBox has to pick it up. DeBox to Millar. Millar kicks it to his stick. And he gets it to Coates. Coates dumps it right back in. Lyon plays it. Gets it to Marnell. Puck again back to the blue line. Bradley! And that'll go for icing against the Voodoos as Bradley just threw that one wide with 29 seconds on the clock.
Looking for his second of the evening. Doesn't quite get there, but Voodoos with 29 seconds to hold a 2-goal lead. Very important face-off with the offensive power that the Paper Kings currently have on the ice.
Russo, and now we're gonna have to redo it here, so they're gonna have to change the clock as well as a second bled off of it.
So if this scoreline holds true, this will be the Voodoos' first win of the year over the Paper Kings, where it is more than a 1-goal difference.
Another draw right here between Coates and Russo. Or rather, Drigo and Russo. Drigo supplying all 3 goals for the Paper Kings. Now it's picked up by Benjamin Kupel. He tried to get a pass ahead to Bradley. Picked up by Gallant for Millar. Millar got a shot away. Lyon kicked that one aside. 29th shot on goal by the Paper Kings. 10 seconds left. Near side, Millar picks it up. Millar takes a shot. That one goes out of play with 6.3 seconds on the clock. Right at the Zamboni door.
This one will most likely need one more face-off to close things out. It's been a gutsy effort from the Voodoos, a gutsy win. Effective on the penalty kill. A goaltender coming in for his first few skates in the second period. 100th point for Caleb Dawson in his NOJHL career. Just an all-around exciting night for the Voodoos.
Now Barclay, and they'll say no goal as the time is out, but either way, regulation's done. The Voodoos skate off to a 5-3 victory against the Espanola Paper Kings in what could be a first-round preview of the playoffs. With the way things have been going, 5-3 shots on goal at the end of it, 56-29. Logan Vale, nothing short of outstanding in this one for Espanola. Carter Drigo as well. But the night belongs to the boys in black, and that's the Powassan Voodoos as they win 5-3. And now they host the French River Rapids tomorrow night, Harrison. And, well, everyone kind of knows what's going on with French River right now. But the Voodoos still need precious points for playoff seeding, so can't take any game lightly.
The most important game is always the next one, and the Voodoos will have that quick turnaround against French River. So a big effort tonight. Again, tip of the cap to Logan Vale. He's played outstanding tonight. He's played outstanding basically every time that he's played against the Voodoos. But tonight we have our 3 stars of the game. Dylan Roussel, 3rd star of the game tonight, as he put up the 1 fantastic assist. Drigo getting the 2nd star for the hat trick. And then Kupel gets the 1st star of the game for the Powassan Voodoos. So an all-around fantastic effort from the Voodoos tonight.
All right, Harrison. Like you said, fantastic effort from the Powassan Voodoos tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow, or at least I will. Harrison will not. Something to do with Valentine's Day. Kind of.
If I was here tomorrow, I would not be back for any more games ever.
That is fair.
That would not exist.
We'd be having a funeral for Harrison. Actually, is what would be happening. You're all invited. So I don't know who's doing the game with me tomorrow. It sounds like Ben Long, but we haven't heard confirmation. But we'll have to find out. He always misses the black and gold nights, which is funny because he was the one that was always a big proponent of them. Oh well, he has to play some show, I guess. Musicians, am I right? Anyways, that's a 5-3 victory for the Powassan Voodoos. I'm Courtney Kenny, he's Harrison Clements. Thanks for tuning in, and also cameraman Mike Brown for another good one here. Again, we'll be back. Powassan Voodoos, French River Rapids, tomorrow at 7.